Hey everybody, welcome into Universal Beauty. My name's Lorraine. We're all here to just share and enjoy each other's thoughts and ideas about different products because we are makeup enthusiasts. Today, I thought because since we've been doing a lot of eyeshadow looks lately, maybe we should just talk about foundation. Navigating the world of foundation, there are a million different kinds, and what is the deal with these, and how much is too much, and how do we make it work for us throughout our age ranges and skin tones and problems that we may have. So hopefully this will kind of just give you a light on how I think that less is more. And please feel free to chime in if you've got different ideas about things. We love that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. We'd love to have you here. And also you can hit that little notification bell down below and it'll notify you every time there's a new upload on Universal Beauty. So if we want to get into it with foundation and check it out, please keep on watching. Okay, so in the spirit of keeping things moving as quickly as possible, I've kind of just done a light eyeshadow look today. I know that, I'm trying to keep these videos as close to just around the 20-minute mark as possible, but sometimes it's so hard. Anyway, if anybody's interested just for this eye look, you won't believe it when I tell you what palette I used for this. I actually used the Jeffree Star Blue Blood. I just actually stayed along the outside perimeter. I didn't go around the blues. I used like these colors here, and that would be just like a wealthy celebrity skin, power, and a touch of Cullinan. So anyway, this is such a versatile palette. I know a lot of people get scared off about all the blues in there, but it's a good palette. Okay, the other thing before we get started that I really wanted to tell you about a product that is so great is this stuff. It's called TheraWorks. It's TheraWorks Relief. Now, the thing is, when you're asleep and you get jarred awake with like a cramp in your calf, and it's so painful, and it's just the worst thing. Now, some people think that's a potassium deficiency. My friend and I had always been talking about it, the same thing. For me, I usually find that if I spend a day in extra high heels, like sometimes you just you want to wear your pretty heels, but think about your foot being in there and the stretch on your calf tendon there. If you're tottering around like this all day long, there is that extra stretch that goes on. And I think then when you're in bed asleep, it's almost like just I don't know, it's so irritated or something, but you'll just be in a dead sleep and it'll be this crazy calf cramp. Some people, for younger people, they say it's growing pains. Like I said, there's been this theory about it being a potassium deficiency. My friend told me she used to just like jump up and go in the kitchen and eat a banana. I don't know. I don't feel like eating bananas in the middle of the night, but also that didn't really work for me. I also noticed that sometimes if I go on like a hike and it's an extra long one, again, those your tendons in the back of your calf are stretching, and I think they just get a little irritated. Anyway, long story short, if that happens to you, sometimes they say jump out of bed and just walk it off, but they can be extremely painful until they settle down, and by then you're wide awake. This stuff here is muscle cramp and spasm relief foam. It also comes in a spray, and it's kind of smells like green apple, which isn't a bad thing. But anyway, it's just a foam, and you just put that on, and you just kind of, I like the foam because you can directionally rub it onto the exact spot that's bothering you. The spray, I don't know how that one works. I would assume well also, but I kind of like that this is so direct. Anyway, smell is very pleasant. It's not bad. You can get this on Amazon for like $18.95, I think. But if you're somebody that has suffered with that in the past, this pretty much takes it down right away. So you can, get back to sleep. But okay, that's enough of that. It's just a great product that I found, and I just wanted to share that with you. Actually, I didn't find it. My friend actually got that for me. And it's pretty hefty. This thing comes in at like I don't know, 7 ounces or something. And there's a lot in here. I feel like it'll last a long time. But anyway, it's very worth it because it really just takes care of the problem. And wow, if you've ever had that happen to you, you know how fast you want that relief. All right, so today we're talking about foundations, and there's so many different kinds, It's a matter of personal preference. I've shown you guys my Kevyn Aucoin foundation balm that I absolutely love. Too Faced has a powdered foundation, Born This Way, which is Bare Minerals also does powdered form. There is like the stuff in tubes that's like gel. This one's like a Doll 10 Hydra Gel foundation. And then there's like, liquid foundation. This one is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and it's got the pump, and or there's the kind in the bottle. And, I think statistically, overall, most commonly people buy a lot of foundation in the drugstore, and it's usually this kind of liquid. Again, this is going to be a matter of personal preference, but I thought just because we're so across the board, let's go for the statistically the way that everybody does it. And as far as foundation goes, you can apply it with your fingers, with a brush, with a sponge. That's also going to be a personal thing. And then coverage, light, medium, or full. It depends on you. I'm just like today, I'm running outside to it's Sunday, so I just need to run out and get some art supplies. So yeah, by the way, if you see paint in and around and under my nails, that's what it is. I've been painting, and it's gotten a little out of hand sometimes. So I'm going to do this one, e.l.f. This is the Oil-Free Satin Finish Flawless Finish Foundation. I don't remember how much this cost. So anyway, I think initially, yeah, you just want to, give your thing a little shake, make sure everything's mixed up there. And I think most times it's useful to just squirt some on the back of your hand. This one seems kind of thick because, see, it's not moving. But I think sometimes they're more liquidy than that. Now, I also think that this, for some reason, looks pretty fair. So I'm going to take a little bit of Urban Decay Naked Skin and just mix that, because this one's a darker color. If you can see the two, and I'm going to blend them together before I get going. So let me just get the back of a brush and mix those two together real quick. 1 or 2 pumps should really pretty much be enough to cover your whole face. Depending on, again, the kind of coverage you want. I would always kind of caution against going super full coverage. There's nothing wrong with having that, flawless finish, but again, I don't know. I'm kind of a proponent of I want it to look real, and I don't like when things look cakey, or if there's like a line of demarcation. I just hate the way that looks. So, all right, I am going to just take my middle finger, and I'm just going to kind of dot this stuff around my face for where I want the coverage to be. And for me, I just have like a discoloration. I have red around here, a little bit up here and here. And of course I have these dark areas. That's like hyperpigmentation. I'm pretty sure it's sun damage. But that's like another thing to remember when you're putting on your sunscreen. I hope you guys remember to put it under your eyes as well. It's a delicate area, and it's very prone to, I don't want to say stained skin, but that hyperpigmentation. That's pretty much why I've got those dark lines there. I think trying to obliterate them with a concealer is much worse for me, because I think it looks so obvious, and then if anything settles, it looks terrible. So I pretty much just roll with it, and I just try to get everything as evenly done as possible. Okay, here's my blending tool. I like the way it has a slope going this way so that I can get right under. And well, hang on a minute. Let's back off that for a minute, and let's go to a brush. I'm going to use my little Kevin Aucoin brush that comes with that foundation balm. But again, let's just start kind of just rotating that around and getting it into your skin and fading it down. Again, you don't want that line right here. So you're just kind of fading everything into your skin, and just, you're not pushing too hard. You're just, again, trying to create a look of even skin tone all over your face. I'm just trying to obliterate redness and as much of that hyperpigmentation that I can, and get it nice and smooth. Okay, and I'm just, again, at where my jawline goes and connects with my neck, I'm kind of fading down just so I don't get that line, the dreaded line. and up the middle and around. And it's okay if this gets into your hairline. You can take care of that later. But just, you know, as you're going along. Some people like to do their foundation before eye makeup, or some people like to do it after to clean up any fallout that may have occurred. I don't know. I don't really have a preference one way or another. I think generally I do it first, but okay, now moving over to your sponge. That you were just getting everything laid down where you want it. Now your sponge is going to blend away any, oh, I don't know if there's like brush marks or areas where you got too much or something like that. And like I said, I like the slope on this particular brush. I don't think the Beauty Blender blending tool has the slope. Maybe they have different kinds. I don't know. Theirs is usually just the teardrop. But anyway, I like this sloped one because it really helps you get in there. Anyway, this is just making everything smooth. And then you have the little point here where if you need to get into anything real specific, where you might have lines or stuff like that. And also, just even for the younger girls amongst us, I think you guys got to be careful too, because if you end up looking super cakey where you've like really piled on a full coverage, it just really takes away from your beauty of your skin. I know if there's sometimes breakouts or that kind of thing, I think less is more, because I think you could take a concealer and get rid of the redness, but trying to throw on layers and tons of foundation over the top, I think it's super obvious. So I'm just much more of a getting the tone of your face even and leaving it at that. The more that you're trying to hide things and cover things, if you pile on a lot of product, I think the much more obvious it is. Okay, so now once you've got everything blended to where, okay, see, like I said, I'm never really going to get rid, depends on the light. I think sometimes the way that I'm filming this, there's a window here, but I do think these look much more harsh sometimes in this light. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure, but whoops. Other times when I'm outside, it doesn't look quite as bad. But anyway, it is what it is. As far as, again, a translucent powder, I quite like this Urban Decay Velvetizer, but there's so many. I think here's a Laura Geller one that has kind of an apricot tinge to it that is more like a brightener. Let's see, there's so many ways to go. Too Faced has Primed and Poreless. I think either in a thing like this or in a compact. This one is Tarte, and it's a Shape Tape translucent powder. The one that is, this one is like a Bare Minerals original mineral veil, and the one here, oh, here's, gosh, another Too Faced. This is Peach Perfect. See, there's so many different kinds. This one is translucent setting powder. This is Laura Mercier. This is probably in every makeup artist's, kit. But there's just, and here's Philosophy, Purity Made Simple. Here's It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, which we've had a giveaway before for this one, and it's great stuff. I think that's the one I'm actually going to use today, but I like all of these. I'll probably never have to buy another setting powder again in my life. But anyway, here you go. Here's Bye Bye Pores, and it comes with this little brush, but I kind of prefer to use my own. It looks very fair and white, but this is okay on all skin tones because you're not putting down any color. It's perfectly translucent. You're just getting your big brush. This one's got a mermaid tail. Yay, I think it's a Tarte brush. I can't remember. Anyway, swirling around in that. And again, it's like, your foundation, if you touch your face, it feels a little tacky. And you're just trying to bring that down to where it's, it doesn't feel like it's going to rub off on your clothing or anything. And again, this is just like a super light coat of this. I'm trying to just make sure that my pores are obliterated. I'm not coming way under my eyes. Younger girls, you probably would be fine with that, and it can really set that area for you. I think if it starts settling in your fine lines, it really looks bad. I'm not a big fan of baking, even for you younger girls. I just, again, feel like the mattifying that does, I understand the principle of it, and you know, when people want to bake to really get their you know, definition for contour and stuff like that, I get it, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm really about kind of more about the blend instead of the hard line. I know chiseled is great in certain things, but a lot of times I find that makeup enthusiasts, you know, we love that stuff so much, but for everyday life, when you're walking around super chiseled and all that stuff, it's too much of an editorial look and it's going to look weird. So keep everything soft for your everyday life. I mean, I think for certain occasions, you can get away with that kind of stuff, but for every day is what we're talking about here. Like I said, it's Sunday. Everybody just needs to relax a little bit. Okay, so that's in place. Again, it's just pretty much, that's about as good as it's going to get for me. Color-wise, I feel satisfied that the red blotching is here and here and here. It's pretty uniform. Now I just go to my boy, Edward Best, and I'm going to put a little bit of blush on. I know you guys probably get so tired of seeing this same thing all the time, but for me, Edward, it just doesn't get any better than that. And okay, and just on the apple of your cheeks very slightly, and I'm not digging in, I'm not making a Nike swoosh, I'm just kind of putting a little color down on the apple of my cheeks. God, I just love this Edward Best. It is perfection. The best blush in the world. Once, you know how when you find your color, your thing, and it's just like, wow, that's him for me. Okay. And while I'm here, I guess I'm going to blast on a little bit of this Too Faced. It is the Year of the Rat. It's that Diamond Light highlighter. And it's hard to see in this one. Even if I get it up close, I don't think you can quite tell the iridescence of that. But it's super, super pretty. It's got like some lavender, and they're all hand poured, so they all look a little bit different. But I can see lavender and pink and iridescent white. It's so pretty. So I'm just doing a little tiny bit right here, just a little bit, and I guess maybe a little under the brow. Okay, so not going too far with it. Gonna blast out of here and run my errands, do some more painting this afternoon, and get ready to go back to work. So yeah, just give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it answered a few questions of navigating the world of foundation, how much is too much. Pretty much, to wrap it up, if you can literally just see it like a mask, powdery, chalky mask on your face, it's too much. Less is more, really. Trying to cover up imperfections or blemishes or anything other than evening out color, I think that as the day goes on, it's going to start looking weird. So if you're like me and you don't like running back and forth to try to, you know, check your look all day long, I don't have time for that. Most people don't. Just keep it simple. And I think that you'll find that it's much better to just have it embrace your imperfections the way I do. I'm living with these dark kind of lines right here. It's just how it is. And so I try to make the best of what I can. You should do the same. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you have any kind of other thoughts that you want to add, please comment below. Give it a thumbs up, share it, do whatever. We're always, as always, trying to grow this community and talk to each other and share great ideas. So thank you for joining me. I really hope you got a lot out of this today or something out of it. I'll see you next time. Oh, and don't forget the Theramax for your calf muscles if you wake up with cramps in the night. Such good stuff. I'll see you next time. Sparkle hard, everybody. Bye-bye.